Another interpretation of the ending of Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain. There have been a lot of complaints about how obvious the ending was because of news. However, spoilers shouldn't affect storytelling. Just because you don't see it coming doesn't mean, or you do see it coming, it doesn't mean that the ending of a film is bad. People have affected by the spoilers have a valid point too. People who haven't seen the spoilers have a valid point. It was way too early to analyze the longevity of the twist anyway. Overall, I think it's quality Kojima stuff, even if it wasn't as good as Sons of Liberty. It never bothered fans of 3 about the plot twist, and I find this is interesting as well. The ending is similar to Sons of Liberty this way. Metal Gear Solid 2's ending has to do with how Snake and Raiden were controlled by an Illuminati-like organization into doing whatever they wanted and trying to break from that cycle. Metal Gear Solid 5's ending was like this. The Van becomes Venom Snake, the bad guy they thought in the beginning of the franchise. The world in real life has become more militant and good versus evil. There were probably a lot of spies and soldiers who played Metal Gear Solid who ended up being assimilated and brainwashed by governments, famous people, role models, etc., into becoming soldiers and assassins. Konami can even be seen as a part of this with Metal Gear Solid and that franchise. Even outside of Metal Gear Solid 2, the idea of a virtual reality simulation was basically this video game, a training and recruiting tool for soldiers. Brands of loyalty in the modern era have been turned into brainwashing tools fueled by money-making schemes. Another example that comes to mind is the WWE. The WWE has killed some of their wrestlers, pretty much. Yet fans keep enjoying the product, even if it's not entertaining or pretty much murder on a gladiator-like scale. Brand loyalty is very psychological and is just so strong, and I wonder if Konami had a feeling about this in regards to the loyalty fans had for Metal Gear Solid. Maybe Venom Snake was an example of how people being good became the bad guy and were influenced by this guy who used to be good, like in Metal Gear Solid 3, and then turned into the bad guy. Another example I can think of is the idea, a while ago, Time Magazine had the Person of the Year being you. And that can't, with memes such as that mentioned in Metal Gear Solid 2, you gotta think about you and how influential that's been in media. Especially Metal Gear Solid. The idea of someone being so important that they become a character in a video game is quite immersive. Like, video games are going into virtual reality quite literally now with VR technology. And that's having an effect on people. Like, are they going to become more brainwashed, more into becoming drones for merchandising and fueling pockets of these big corporation people, big governments, anyone who has like access to research on how to do this kind of stuff? Not to mention that the idea of a person being so important that they can change the world in such a way. Like, you can be on YouTube, you're a Venom Snake, you can revolutionize people in a video game like in Counter-Strike, or like in a forum like Reddit, or YouTube, or some other kind of social media. The fact that you are becoming the revolutionary. However, there are consequences to this as well, as long as in addition to the mysteriousness of whoever Venom Snake or the other Naked Snake, or what he was in Metal Gear Solid 3 became, whether he was a good guy or a bad guy or not, it's up to interpretation, and it's up to you to decide if you will be a hero or a villain in the end.